Hello everyone, I'm Michelle. Welcome to another video. Today we're going to make the earrings to match the necklace that I did in the last video. And this is in collaboration with beadpark.com. It's where I got most of the beads that I'm using and the chain that I used in the necklace. I'm going to call this the desert necklace and earring. As you can see, it looks like a cactus. Okay, so let me move the necklace and get a materials list going for the earrings. Gonna need some 8/0 seed beads. I got these at Hobby Lobby. They're Czech Preciosa, and they just have pearl is the color, but it's a creamy pearl. It's not a white pearl. Alright, and then I have Cactus 11/0 seed beads, Mayuki seed beads that I received from beadpark.com, 50-gram bags. You know, for a decent price. I'll leave all the links in the description box below. Some 6x4mm drops. And some 2x3mm or 1.5x2mm crystal rondelles. And I'm using a lever back ear wire. Alright, so, and I'm using a size 10 beading needle with a stop bead with a 6-inch tail. And I'm using about an arm span and a half of Nanofil, but you can use Fireline. I got a 6-inch tail. Alright, so get everything together, come back, and we'll get started. Alright, we're going to start with a pondo stitch, just like we did with the necklace. And we'll pick up 4 11/0 seed beads. Bring those down to your stop bead. Go up through the bead closest to the stop bead. Right like that. Pull your thread down, and it makes a right angle weave unit. Well, now we'll add the next step to turn it into a pondo stitch. Pick up an 8/0, come down through that next 11/0, pick up an 8/0, come down through that next 11/0. We're just adding an 8/0 in between each 11/0. Pick up an 8/0, go through the next 11/0, pick up an 8/0, and go through the last 11/0. It's kind of angled a little different. Let me get it. Let me turn it. There we go. And the 8/0, because that's where we're going to be coming out of an 8/0. So, but I don't want to be right by the stop bead. I'm going to work my way down to the next 8/0. Okay, so there we go. That's the first pondo stitch. 4 11/0s, 4 8/0s. So now we'll pick up 4. Now on right angle weave we pick up 3, but on pondo stitch we pick up 4 11/0s, come down through the 8/0 and through the 11/0. Because we want our units to be 8/0 11/0, 8/0 11/0, 8/0 11/0, 8/0 11/0. Pick up an 8/0, go through the next 11/0, all while you're trying to keep your unit pulled tight. Pick up an 8/0, go through the next 11/0. Oops, I'm caught. I hate when I mix my beads up, but it usually happens a lot. Okay. Sit that in between those two 11/0. Pick up an 8/0 and come through that next 11/0 and 8/0. Okay. Now work your way over through the next two sets of 11/0, 8/0. I think I just created a mess and went through my thread. Okay, 11/0, 8/0. And 8/0. All right. Now we'll pick up 4 more 11/0s. And we'll come on the opposite side of that 8/0. Needle through that 8/0 and the first 11/0. Then we'll add an 8/0 through the first 11, next 11/0. An 8/0. I went through two 11/0s. Let me back up. Pick up an 8/0, go through the next 11/0. Pick up an 8/0, go through the next 11/0 and 8/0. And we'll come through 11/0, 8/0. And then the 11/0 and 8/0 and get ready to put our next unit on. Alright, so there's 3 units. You know, you might want to try to situate, make sure your units are sitting right. Okay, there's 3 units. Do 2 more, come back, and we'll go to the next step. Alright, now we're coming out. We have 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're coming out that top 8/0. So we want to work our way down to the center bead. 2 on each side. Work our way down there. You know, I think the quickest way might be to just go ahead and add our crystals as we go. So pick up a crystal, coming out this 8/0, go down to the next 8/0 that's setting horizontally. Make sure it don't go on the back. And pull, pick up a 2 by 3 millimeter crystal, coming out this 8/0, go through the next 8/0, sitting horizontally, and pull. Alright, we'll go ahead and pick up the next one. It's coming out of this 8/0, go down through the next 8/0. And pull and add that crystal. Alright, and then we'll come down, go ahead and add, we need to add a unit here and on the other side. You know, most channels will not normally, they'll do one step at a time, like probably would have worked her way down, put on these units, and then went back and added the crystals. But I'm showing you the way that I work, and probably a lot of other designers work. If we get a chance to add something on our way, we do it. Okay, so let's pick up 4 11/0s. We're coming out of that 8/0, go through, needle through the opposite side of that 8/0 in the center 8/0. You got 2 8/0s on each side of it, and then we'll come through that first 11/0, pick up an 8/0, go through the next 11/0, pick up an 8/0, go through the next 11/0. Wait a minute, I skipped. Looks like I skipped 11/0 here. I think I did. Alright. It's a second. Let's say pick up an 8/0, go through the next 11/0, pick up an 8/0, go through the next 11/0, and 8/0. Let's make sure all our beads are setting correctly. Let's go through the 11/0 and the 8/0 just to make it a little more secure. 11/0, 8/0. And we'll go ahead and put a crystal on here. Pick up a crystal, come down out of that 8/0, needle over to the next horizontal 8/0, and go the same direction. If your thread's coming out the bottom, your thread needs to be coming out the bottom. If it's coming out the top, when you add your crystal, the thread will be coming out the top. Okay. Now, we'll go through the 11/0. We're working our way over here to this 8/0. 8/0. I'm going to flip it. 11/0 and 8/0. Now we're on the opposite side of where we just added that we're over here on the outside on the third, the center 8/0 here, the third one in from each side. We're going to add 4 11/0s. We're going to needle through the opposite side of that 8/0 that we're coming out of, and the first 11/0. Pick up an 8/0, go through the next 11/0, pick up an 8/0, go through the next 11/0, pick up an 8/0, go through the next 11/0 and 8/0. Then we'll work our way over to the outer 8/0 on the tip of that unit. Went through the 11/0, 8/0. See if I can get the 11/0 too. Yeah, 11/0, 8/0. And we're on the outer edge there. Pick up our crystal. Coming up this time, we're going to go up and add that crystal on. All right, and we'll work our way through this 11/0, 8/0. Let's see, am I in the right spot? Yes, I am. To add our crystals. So let's pick up a crystal. Where's the hole? There we go. And coming up out of that 8/0, we'll go through the next horizontal 8/0. Pick up another crystal, rondelle, and coming up through that 8/0, we will go up through the next horizontal 8/0. Okay, something's going on here. Maybe I got around the stop bead. Let me see. Alright, I got a problem here. I'll be right back. But get to that point, get all your crystals put on, that last crystal put on, come back and we'll do the next step. Alright, it was just a knot I had in my thread, but I'm coming out of that 8/0. Let's go around this unit. To reinforce it, it's the end unit. We'd be putting our ear wire here. So let's make it strong. I'm just going around this whole end unit. Go through the 8/0. Back through the 11/0. Well, we're not going through the whole unit. We're going to stop after the 11/0 here. Right before you get to the last 8/0. Go through that 8/0 and 11/0. And then we're going to pick up 3 crystals. Alright, bring those down. We're going to pick up our ear wire, go through the ear wire, and then back down one of the crystals, that very last crystal next to the ear wire. Okay, then we'll pick up 2 crystals, and we'll come down through that $11.0 and $8.0. Right like that. Okay, so but we want to go back up and reinforce a couple times. I know it's hard working around that stop bead. Okay, so you're coming out of that 8.0. Let's see, let's go through the crystal. Okay, pull it snug, and let's go through the crystal and the 11.0. I mean the 8.0 and the 11.0. Sorry about that. And then back up through 3 crystals. Like that. Through the hoop of your ear wire, back down through that top crystal. Your ear wire is probably pretty close to your crystal, so it might take a little mess playing around with it to get in there. Let me check let's see what's going on here. Make sure I got it right, not caught on anything. And then we'll go back down through the other 2 crystals. The 11.0 and 8.0 again. Okay, go back through, same thing we did, and reinforce one more time if you want your earring to last longer. Okay, now we're coming out of that 8.0, pick up a crystal, come down through the next 8.0. Alright, pick up a crystal. We're going to come through, just like we did on the necklace, this vertical 8.0. There's like a corner there. We're going to add a crystal in there. Alright, then we're going to come down through the 11.0, 8.0. I'm turning my piece now. I'm going to pick up 2 crystals. I'm going to pick up a drop by the small side first, small end first, and 11 seed bead. Okay, I'm going to bring those down. I'm going to skip the seed bead. I'm going to go up through the crystals and the 8/0. Okay. I'm going to tie a 1/2 hitch knot. If you don't want to do this, you can work your way around, you know, to the next 8/0. This does not bother anything. This is a little easy way to go reverse the way you're going, so you don't have, you know, it makes it easier. So go through that 8/0. I should have went up farther. So I'll go back through the 8/0. This is just things that you naturally learn while you're beading. I should have known, actually. I went up 2 8/0s instead of just 1. Tie a 1/2 hitch knot. Get through the loop. Then come down through the 8/0, 11/0, 8/0, then the 11/0, and then the 8/0. Working around that unit, following our thread path around that unit. And there we go. Now we want to pick up a crystal rondelle and go through that next 8/0. It's a corner again. I'm going to fill that corner in. Pick up another crystal. And go through the next 8/0. Okay? So get to there. Okay, come back, and we'll do the next step. Alright, now we're going to pick up, we're coming out of the 8/0 on the bottom, well, the side of the bottom unit, and pick up 3 crystals. Alright, and a drop, small side first, and 11/0. We'll bring those down, skip the 11/0, go up through that crystal and one of the, go through the drop in one of the crystal rondelles. There we go. Then we'll pick up 2 crystal rondelles. And we'll go up through that 8/0 on the side, on the right side, or the opposite side, the one we've already done. And pull. Alright. Alright, now we'll pick up the crystal. I had to get out some more crystals, I didn't get enough. Oops, where'd it go? And we went through that very next 8/0 on the way up, back up. Let's pick up another crystal rondelle, go through that corner. So we came up through like this, Now we're going like this. Just like we did on the necklace. Okay. Now we'll have to go up and tie a half hitch knot to come back down, or no, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll go up 2 8/0s, go through the 11/0, the next 11/0 and 8/0, and we'll tie a knot, a half hitch knot. Make sure you get under the thread bridge too, because if not, it'll just come right back with you. Maybe that's what happened the first time I tried. So we need to go between this 11/0 here and this 8/0. Needle through the knot. Make sure your knot goes down where you want it to, which is right here between these 2 beads, and then come back through these 3 beads, 11/0, 8/0, 11/0. See that? Alright, now we'll pick up 2 crystals, the drop, and an 11/0. Bring this down, skip the 11/0, go back up through all the drop and the crystals, and the 8/0. And then we'll go through the 11/0, the 8/0, pick up a crystal, and we'll go through that next, we'll go up through. This is going sideways, we want to go up, fill in that gap there. We'll pick up crystal, go up through the next 8/0, and then we'll go through the 11/0 at the top here in 8/0 there. You see that? Skipping the crystals. And we'll go down through the 11/0 and 8/0. Skipping the crystals, make sure your thread goes exactly where you want it to go. Alright, so now we have to sew our threads off. Coming out that 8/0, we'll go under the thread bridge between that 8/0 and the crystal. Yep, pull till you have a loop, a small loop. Small loops, it's not as easy for your thread to get tangled. This tail thread kind of throws you off a little bit. Okay, then you go through the crystal, and we do it again, go through under the thread bridge, and then go through the Jade. Do that all the way down through your units until you're satisfied. Tie at least 5 half hitch knots. Alright, and then also sew your tail thread in as well. Half hitch knots with it as well. Let me make sure. I'm not sure where my thread's supposed to be. Well, while I figure this out, you continue sewing your threads in and come back and we'll look at our earrings. I also want to say, while you're tying your knots, securing your thread, go ahead and go back down through the the side beads here and reinforce your drops. Make them more secure. It's only one little thread they're hanging by. So I'm going to go ahead and just reinforce mine all the way around while I'm tying, my knots here and there. Okay, now what I do is I just go ahead and tie another knot here. And go up through that crystal. Now go ahead and go up through that 8/0. My thread got caught. Excuse me just a minute. And then I tie another half hitch knot here. Right after the 8/0 we're coming out of. Go and then reinforce my other drop and then tie a couple up through here and then you'll be finished. And your earring will be a lot more secure. So here we go. Here's our desert set. Including our cactus earrings and a little cute little bib style necklace. Alright, so I'm going to be redoing the treasure necklace. I've got some requests to redo some old videos because my camera quality, all that, wasn't very good at the beginning, and it's improved a lot. Also, me keeping it on the project, on 8 inches of screen, that's a learning curve. So I'll be redoing that, and the Bargain Bead box is coming up, and I'll be designing things from the Potomac Bead box and Bargain Bead box. I'll be doing a finished jewelries update, so keep your eyes open for that. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, help my channel grow. And I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. There will be a coupon code on the screen and down below to beadpark.com for, it's either $3 off or 3% off. So if you're interested, don't forget to use that. Now those 50-gram bags of Mayuki seed beads are a very great deal on this website. So shipping only took about 1 week also, so that's not too bad. Alright everybody, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.